Greetings to all decor enthusiasts, creative individuals. In this video, I aim to demonstrate the process of applying drawings on complex walls, providing you with valuable insights and practical tips. When it comes to small pictures, everyone says it's doable, and I believe I can do it. In this particular case, I created a plaster sample and a sample of a wall on an MDF board to demonstrate my skills, and produce such a replication of stone, such a state of chaos, I am uncertain, affixed, resembling the act of gnawing on stones or bricks, as if they were stuck on with an adhesive substance. This technique will be interesting to everyone who is engaged in wall printing on walls specifically with machines, printers. No one will ever be able to print on such a wall with a printer. And by mastering the cold transfer technology, you will be able to print on any walls, not only walls, but also on the ceiling, floor, even columns. When I was conversing with the manufacturers of wall printers in China, and I mentioned that I am able to print using a printer on columns, they were astonished. How? How do you do it? I am telling you, it is a secret, but I can do it. Thus, the possibility of embellishing and adorning walls with drawings expands significantly when you possess these two tools for decoration and have the ability to utilize them effectively. Cold transfer and wall printer. Consequently, the video for today is about the process of applying. This will be an example, and I will show, after all, how to apply a non-standard drawing on such strange walls.
To securely attach the paper, use corner brackets. When dealing with a rough and textured surface, the paper itself doesn't stick immediately, as if it were iron. This is because of the lack of smoothness. Instead, additional pressure or an adhesive is required for proper adhesion and longevity of the paper. So you can detach and you can also adjust. If this is a perfect flat wall, then by applying a little pressure, pressing the piece of the drawing, you will not be able to tear it off anymore. It already clings like a dead one, so there are big pluses. When such a textured wall, you rolled up the roll with the pattern outside.
The primary tool employed for working on surfaces of this nature is a brush of this specific type, and a knife that is utilized to separate the paper substrate from the transfer itself, thereby facilitating the desired outcome. Here we have such a thin film. The film is 20 microns thick, making it very thin and highly elastic, with the ability to stretch between 200 and 300%. Here it is crucial. You pressed with your finger as if you rubbed it in, she will not move anywhere. And you must repair it in a way that ensures the drawing itself, the canvas itself, remains in place and does not move. And that's how you remove the bottom. Not like this, but rather downwards, towards the floor, so to speak. And here you can, in order to avoid any additional problems, simply and cautiously, for the time being, grasp it with your fingers, hands. You have the choice to gently tap on the surface using a brush as a means of making contact or creating a sound, like knocking on a door to get someone's attention. Even a big canvas is created by a single individual. Experience and practice are the main things. The task that follows is characterized by its physical nature. Simply take a brush and tap. Rub it in order to complete the work. Here, since there are large such hollows, a very relief surface, you need to carefully cover the entire film so that it fits into all these holes. Therefore, if you immediately hit it with such a stiff brush, it can break through and there will be a real hole. Therefore, it is recommended to use either a soft brush or simply pass through such perforated moments with your finger as shown here. Yes, there may be bubbles, but you can easily eliminate them by using a brush. You will then proceed to do all the perforation using a brush, specifically focusing on micro perforation and punch. it is evident that cutting by hand on a small picture is a very straightforward task that can be easily accomplished. If it is a large area, then brushes of varying stiffness are simply chosen accordingly. There are brushes with a long handle to apply less effort for reducing friction. You merely struck her as if with a lever, employing considerable force and causing a significant impact. Here, we went through the primary such significant differences. Once again, this is such a rough example for you. Afterwards, it will be necessary for you to try it out yourself in order to fully comprehend the functioning and properties of this transfer. The movie itself is matte in appearance, but it still possesses its own unique refraction that adds a subtle touch of visual interest. Refraction. Consequently, it will differ from the main surface in every single situation. Next, if this is not the entire wall, then let's say it is necessary to apply some already creative technical questions, or there to cover the entire wall with lacquer, alternatively, for instance, to erode these very edges themselves. In this situation, well, at this point in time, it is of utmost importance to successfully achieve the desired result. Therefore, even if you do not know how to draw in that location, you can inquire about how to do it, how to draw a picture, or how to create artwork. You do not have to be an artist here, simply smudge it. I kind of utilize the same airbrush. It is not a challenging technique. There are also many different tutorials on the internet on how to use an airbrush, so give it a try. Therefore, at this particular juncture, we will proceed to work with such a brush, which is the tool that we have consciously selected for the specific task at hand. Brushes, in principle, they can be seen as items that are meant to be discarded after use. Over time, they bend and become less effective. Just do not regret, you need to have several of them. In areas with small deep cracks, holes, simply apply a punch to address them and fill the gaps. This technique is effective for repairing minor damages and ensuring a smooth surface.
The sketch is prepared and ready. I would like to demonstrate to you the light that is opposite to the current one. It's an interesting contrast. What is the level of glossiness on the surface? Is it glossy or matte in terms of its finish? Please specify. Silk matte is called. Here I missed the glue, did not apply. See? Such a bubble.